What if I told you that a single arrow, one shot, ended a dynasty, shattered a kingdom, and forever changed the future of the English-speaking world? What if the language you're hearing right now is a direct result of that moment? This is not just a story about kings and crowns. This is about betrayal, about ambition, about destiny. This is the Battle of Hastings 1066, and it's the day England changed forever. Welcome back to the channel, where we look deep into history's most defining moments. Today we're traveling nearly 1,000 years into the past, to one of the most significant battles in medieval Europe. The Battle of Hastings wasn't just a military clash. It was a power struggle between three men, all convinced they had a divine right to rule England. It was a gamble, a war, a turning point. And in just the next few minutes, you're going to discover how a single day on a grassy hillside changed the fate of a nation. Let's begin. The year is 1066. King Edward the Confessor of England lies on his deathbed. He has no children, no heir, no plan. And in medieval Europe, that's a disaster. Three powerful men are circling like vultures. The first is Harold Godwinson, the most powerful noble in England, head of the mighty Godwin family, brother-in-law to Edward. Trusted, respected, and according to some, appointed by Edward himself. When Edward dies on January 5th, Harold is crowned king the very next day. But that's not the end of the story, not even close, because far across the English Channel, a man is watching, a man who believes he should be king, William, Duke of Normandy. He claims Edward had promised him the crown years earlier, perhaps during a visit in the 1050s. In the cold north, Harald Hardrada of Norway has his own ideas. He's a Viking king, a battle-hardened warrior, and he believes he has a claim to the English crown through an old agreement between previous rulers. And so he sets sail with an invasion force of nearly 10,000 men. By September, England is facing two invasions, one from the south, one from the north. And Harold Godwinson, he's caught in the middle. Even worse, William says Harold had personally sworn an oath on sacred relics, no less to support his claim. To William, Harold's coronation is not just a betrayal, it's a declaration of war. So the Duke begins to prepare, gathering ships, supplies, soldiers, horses. He sends envoys to the Pope. He secures a papal banner. This isn't just politics anymore, it's a holy war, and William isn't the only one marching. Hardrada and his army land in the north of England and join forces with Tostig, Harold's exiled brother, now turned enemy. Together they sack towns, demand hostages, and prepare to take York. But Harold isn't sitting still. He marches 190 miles in 4 days from London to York. It's a legendary forced march. His army surprises the Norwegians at Stamford Bridge on September 25th. The result? A brutal, stunning victory. Hardrada is killed. Tostig is killed. Only 24 ships out of 300 return to Norway. Harold has defended the crown, but there's no time to rest. Just days later, while Harold is still licking his wounds, William lands on the southern coast, near Pevensey, with thousands of Norman knights, archers and cavalry. It's October 1st. Harold has to march again 250 miles, this time to Hastings. By October 13th, the two armies are just 7 miles apart. The final battle is coming, and it will decide the future of England. October 14th, 1066, a Saturday morning. The battlefield, Senlac Hill near Hastings. At the top, Harold's Anglo-Saxon army forms a solid shield wall, a defensive tactic of interlocked shields, strong, disciplined, nearly impenetrable. At the bottom, William's forces, a mix of Norman, Breton and Flemish troops, cavalry, infantry and archers, all ready to attack. At 9 a.m. the Normans begin the assault. Archers let loose, but the arrows bounce off the shield wall. Foot soldiers charge, but are pushed back. Cavalry surge forward, but they can't break the line. Harold's wall holds firm, but William is not finished. A rumor spreads through the Norman ranks. William is dead. Panic sets in. Some troops begin to retreat. The English break ranks and pursue them, abandoning the safety of their hilltop. But it's a trap. William appears alive and rallies his men. They turn and strike back at the overextended English. It works. The shield wall is weakened, and William uses this tactic again and again. Fake retreats, drawing Harold's men out of formation. Slowly, hour by hour, the English line begins to fracture. By late afternoon, the battle hangs in the balance. Then, according to legend, it happens. An arrow strikes Harold in the eye. He falls. Leaderless, exhausted and broken, the Anglo-Saxon army collapses. The battle is over. The Normans have won. William doesn't take the crown immediately. He marches on London, burning, negotiating, intimidating. Eventually the nobles submit, and on Christmas Day, 1066, William is crowned King of England in Westminster Abbey. But the conquest is just beginning. William replaces the Anglo-Saxon elite with Norman lords. Castles are built across the country, Windsor, Dover, Tower of London, to maintain control. The English language begins to change. French words flood the vocabulary. Cow becomes beef, house becomes mansion. Even our legal system, land ownership and surnames are transformed. And the echoes of 1066, they still shape us today. So why does the Battle of Hastings matter? Because it marks the last time England was successfully invaded. Because it ended the Anglo-Saxon age and ushered in a new era of feudal monarchy. Because it altered the trajectory of the English language, culture and identity. Without Hastings, there's no Plantagenets, no Tudors, no British Empire. Without Hastings, the world looks very different. One arrow, one crown, one day. The Battle of Hastings was more than a fight. It was a rewriting of history in real time, and it all began with a king who died without a plan. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, like, subscribe and comment below. What if Harold had won? Would we all be speaking Old English today?